Good morning. Let's take a look at your Chapter 7 submission to the My IT Lab system. I've already taken the liberty of downloading the worksheet. I have it open here on my desktop already, and I have open with us the results from the My IT Lab system. So we'll just go through step by step. I'm going to scroll up actually and make sure, I am at the top. Okay, we're going to start with step 2, where it gave you most of the points, but there are a few points lost here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this red and white arrow to see exactly what didn't it like, because we don't need to redo the whole thing. We just need to fix the little things it didn't like. So it says in cell D5 of the Mills sheet, the formula result was not set to what it wanted to be. So over here in Excel then, I'm going to go ahead and click on the Mills sheet. And then if I start with cell D5, I can see that the formula is not correct, right? It says sum of C5. And really what, I think it maybe even tells us here, so D5, D6, D7, right? None of these are set to the proper result because the formula is not correct. And then I'm going to scroll down here. It says in cell D5, the formula was not set to B5 times C5. That's what it wants. It wants the number of students. So I'm going to delete what you currently have, and I'm going to say the number of students times, which is the asterisk, rate per student. That's the formula it wants to see. That's the result it wants to see. Once you have it, then go on down the line and fix all of them, Okay, and that's going to do, that's going to make the corrections for step 2. Let's keep going. Actually, I want us to take a look at step 3 very quickly. I'm just going to move this over a little bit. Step 3 says, with the worksheets still grouped together. So when you were filling in total charges here, this D column, you should have been doing that with all of the sheets together, and I'm not sure why that didn't happen. Maybe you forgot to include Mills when you were doing it, but so we only had to fix it for Mills. The others were correct. But so step 3 says that's also when you apply this accounting style. We're going to come back and look at where that's missing from in just a minute. Okay, moving on to step 4. In cells B16 through D16, with all of these worksheets still grouped, like I just talked about, calculate the total number of students and total charges. So again, you've gotten most of the points. Let's take a look, see what it didn't like. In the Mills sheet in D16, well, that's the one I just corrected, was D16. It was not correct before, we just corrected it. Let's go on down a little bit further. It says in B15 of the Valley sheet, the formula is not set to the result of 82. Okay, so let's hop over to Valley and see what's going on there. Now this one is related to actually the last step, which you and I corresponded about yesterday. When you're doing the compare and merge, if I scroll down to the very last step, it's this one with the compare and merge. It says here, change the Valley sheet, number of students for violin. So I'm on the Valley sheet. Violin gets changed to 22, and tuba gets changed to 2 students. There's that result 82. So that's impacting this step up here, step 4, where it says in the Valley worksheet B16 is not what it's supposed to be. And then notice when we update that total, it affects this total, right? It's all a cascading, it's like a river. It's picking up things as it goes along the way. So that'll give you all of the points there. Okay, on the summary sheet, use a 3D sum. All right, so now I'm going to hop over to the summary sheet. And again, you got most of the points. We're just going to look at what's not right, what doesn't it like. So it says in cell B5, and again, we just updated violins for the Valley School. So now the summary sheet is right. So it'll automatically, you don't have to do anything, automatically it'll fix this. It wasn't right before because Valley had the wrong amount in it. And the same is true for B14, the tubas. All right, so those points will be given to you. Finally, it says in cell B16, that'll automatically be updated. So we're done. We don't have to make any changes for step 5. Step 6, using fill across the worksheets. Let's take a look. There was quite a few points lost here. In cells C, 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 D, 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 the category was not set to accounting. So I'm in the summary sheet. I can see all of these. And this was step 3 that we looked at, that all of these should be accounting. So from the home tab under the number group, I'm going to choose the accounting style there, the little $sign, and 0 decimal places. If you want to go back up to to step 3, that's where it tells you that. So that will give you the points back for those. Again, it says in cell D8, the content was not sent to, so let's go take a look at D8. By the way, the system sort of randomly picks places. We have to correct it for all of the places. Even though the system's only randomly picking ones to look at, it has to be right. I need you to know how to do this properly. So in cell D5, again, it's not the sum of, it is number of students times, where's my asterisk, times rate per student. We're going to fix it for D5, and we're going to fill it, actually, let me move this over a little bit. We're going to fill it all the way down through D16, and that will give you those points there. Okay, moving you back over again. That was step 6, should give you the points there. Step 7, on the linked summary sheet. Okay, so on the linked summary sheet, this is then where you had to create the links. Instead of using 3D referencing, you're using linked data. Because of the errors that previously existed in the other sheets, this sheet, the results are not correct. So what I need you to do for this one, there is no easy fix. Of course, making any of the corrections, it's up to you whether you want to make them or not. They're not required. It's whether or not you want a higher score. And for this one, this is going to be the hardest one, where you're just going to have to redo it from scratch. You're going to have to redo all of step 7 from scratch, because the way that you can't, it's easier to do it from scratch than to edit it, believe it or not. So just redo step 7 if you want those points back. Then email me if you have any questions at all. You're doing really great in the class. Oh, don't worry about this error message. You're not going to get this. This is me alone because I'm off campus. Email me again if you have any questions at all. You're doing really well.